What sets a human apart from the rest of the other species on this planet? Intelligence? Imagination? While that remains true, it is cardinal for us to fathom that without communication, our intelligence and imagination have no support system. Language, both verbal and nonverbal, have bridged the gap between our thoughts, feelings, and emotions. It is a boat that communication sails on. According to Avram Noam Chomsky, the father of modern linguistics, the ability to communicate languages have been genetically encoded in human beings. Communication comes to us naturally, albeit verbal language may be primitive in the early years of childhood, and so we use specific gestures, sounds, and symbols to express our foundational needs. To communicate is to breathe. Nobody demonstrated to us how to do it. We just do so. Civilizations flourished. Nations were built. Tall and giant towers constructed. Philosophy studied. History recorded. Inventions made. All as a result of human communication. If so, then what is the purpose of human communication? Is it merely for survival or for us to thrive? Or maybe both, or beyond? Does our communication have a higher purpose? Holding a higher purpose means placing the world and other people as equal or much more important than ourselves. No being is born without a purpose. Looking back in hindsight, the major trailblazers, change makers, enlightened beings were acutely aware of their root purpose. From Swami Vivekananda to Martin Luther King, from Nelson Mandela to Mother Teresa, they were clear on what and how they wanted to contribute to the world. And without communication, this was next to impossible. As you zoom into their lives, you will notice that everything that they ever did not only sufficed their own ambitions, but also resulted in the greater good of humanity. Their speeches initiated movements, inspired minds, accelerated change, which is plenary for human advancement, inculcated knowledge and wisdom. Their texts embodied the trace of their personalities, and hence, to this day, their legacy lives on. At age 12, I was bilingual, speaking English and Tibetan. At 14, I could understand and speak in multiple languages. I believed I could communicate to the fullest and make more friends cross-culturally if I spoke a myriad of different languages. I noticed that having a common language was not enough to convey what I really wanted to. Therefore, I studied the gestures of various cultures closely, and surely the barriers were minimized. I could express well and strike an emotional chord, and yes, this was the first time I found myself deeply intrigued by the power of communication. With just little intention and effort, I could not only make new friends, but also could positively impact, influence, inspire, persuade, and evoke call to action when my message was well received. I understood the significance of communication, the salient role it had to play in my life and of others, and with that, mastering self-communication was pivotal as it acted as the laying impetus for all communications that I had with other individuals. But the core question within me remained unanswered. Have we truly recognized what we could consciously do with this skill? Through the course of years for me in the communications industry, as a presenter, writer, social worker, and translation compeer, my experiences have shaped my own frame of reference on this subject. Every individual that I have ever come across in my life has taught me something with their own self-expression. His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama, Tenzin, the spiritual leader of us Tibetans, once said in Tibetan, and I quote, "Whatever we do must be able to benefit others. Even knowledge and wisdom are to be shared. That is our true reason for being." This has influenced me layers deep. Simply put, we need to move away from the bookish context of what communication has meant to us all this time. We have caged ourselves to thinking that we need to communicate well only to get that promotion, the paycheck, desired social circle, and lifestyle. There is nothing unethical in climbing the ladder using sound communicational skills, as it is an added leverage. But regrettably, this materialistic approach has become a way of life for us and has crippled our souls. The purpose of communication is ad infinitum, but among them all, being of service to others is primary. Every individual may have a unique higher purpose of communicating. What may be my purpose may not necessarily be yours. We all have something distinct to offer to the world with our communication. Here are a few ways you may want to integrate higher purpose into your communication. Number 1, stand up for truth, as bitter as it can be, if told for the well-being of others, in a polite, constructive manner. In the longer run, this will pay off. At the end, there is no baggage. Number 2, inspire. Spark enthusiasm in others. Motivate them with your words and action to help find their purpose and passion. You may not be entirely responsible for who they are to become, but can definitely play a part in their route to progress. Minimize obsession with self-importance. Change your self-talk. You can only inspire others if you are inspired to do something that matters. Your intra-communication is key. It all starts from you. Number 3, serve. As social animals, we love to thrive in groups. Being part of a social circle validates our existence. The way we communicate in these groups are strongly determined by our independent personalities, motives, and intentions. Oftentimes, we want to make full use of being in a group like such. We take what we want, but forget to give. We are responsible for the community we live in, and we have to give back. Even if you look at this from a larger panorama, the world is our community. From global climate change, natural calamity, poverty, crime, economic instability, everything consists of us. We are not indifferent to these happenings. As a world family, we exchange relevant information and communicate in order to confront these challenges. But are we communicating to find solutions? Ideas, if never expressed, remain an eternal secret. So, lay emphasis on how your message can add value into people's lives and how listening to theirs can coherently add into yours. Give voice to the voiceless. Dig deep into their stories, and yours too. I leave this for you to decide. What is the best that you can do to make sure you did justice to this universal human gift? Embark on your own quest to seek your higher purpose of communicating. We need to speak up. Our ideas matter. We matter. Our communication in the world matters.